For me, the procedure of the painting itself, it's a very natural process that has the flow. By this flow, I'm touching and reaching the different memories. Basically, I work autobiographically, so most of my inspirations comes from my own memories, my own reflections, and as I do not use any technical images, photographies, or any sort of techniques, it has no chronological status at all. I started with kind of atmosphere, basically in painter's way, the background, the underpainting. And then I started to kind of mix the different memories at the same surface. So it contains architecture, as I'm living in the city, and most of the time if I'm traveling here and there, you need to get there. So basically you reach the airport, even if you go hiking, you need to get there somehow. So all of these are kind of sediments. The interesting thing maybe is my memory map or memory atlas does not work like I do some specific intention of, okay, I will remember these. These are the sediments of the memories. So this is also why I layer them, as the memory is blurred in some parts, let's say. So in these fields of the painting itself, I build up another scale. I'll build up another possibility of landscape, of architecture, of whatever that reminds us reality, but on the other hand, it's perfectly done in painting way that we do not hesitate if it's reality or not. So we are driven directly to some starting point, and from that point, it's all about the viewer and his interpretation of the piece. As I do not work with technical images, I do not have the reference to the reality itself, right? So what I do is try to explore the new ways of how it could be, the new possibilities. And then for last 3 or 4 years that I'm working in this method, that I do not work with the photographies and so, I'm very interested in the colors and in the tension, psychology of them, and how to put them together, how can I build up the contrast, the farness or closeness. So the color is supposed to work also as a psychological pilot for the audience, to get interested and to get somehow affected by the painting itself, that it's worth to look at, even in the era of digital devices and so on. This medium is still alive and it's still working, to be observed. So this is why I'm very interested in the colors themselves, because even if I speak to the colleagues, to the older colleagues, this is the pure ocean, the wide ocean of possibilities, right? And so as there is no reference to the reality, you can mix as much as you want to. The perception itself is kind of very sticked to the memory itself, because we see something and we need some definition, some determination. So we need basically some source from our mind, from our brains or our consciousness, that we can kind of balance it, or then we can make the comparison, let's say. So basically, without memories, there will be very hard to perceive something, because the memories drive us to some facts or to some points in the mental space, and then the perception is lining in between points in the time, what is now, what was before, and how do I basically perceive it? On emotional status, on logical status, on spatial status, it covers all over, I guess, in big, let's say, consistent sphere. STRABAG Artaward International for me is a competition, right? For me, the art is not about competing at all. It's about big respect that I'm observing in between the artists, at some levels and so. So the competition itself gives you into the context. And this is the most important, I would say, because this certain competition gives you the possibility to show it in the context of 5 countries and with the different artists and so on. That's why I love group shows, for example. That's why I love being not compared to the others, but in the group of the others, right?